Okay, so I've decided to start doing like actual video logs like every day, and not so much to make any sort of points, but I feel it'll just help me control my emotions if I just talk about my day to a video camera. Because I mean, you know, why tell the people you love about your problems when you can tell strangers over the internet who will judge you more for it? I mean, seriously guys, it's not that hard to understand. Okay, so today was a bad day. First of all, I'm still sick, which sucks. And then bad stuff happened. But for the bad stuff to be explained, we have to go back in time to some good stuff, sort of. Last Friday, I learned that the school play will be Much Ado About Nothing by Shakespeare. And I was excited because I really wanted to do that play. And I thought, senior year, I feel really good about this. I'm going to get an actual good part. Because like my freshman year, I didn't do anything. My sophomore year, I was in the adult ensemble, which basically we did nothing. And then last year, I had a really small speaking part, but at least I spoke. So I was like, alright, this year I'm going to actually get a good part. And so Tuesday, I went to auditions. I was sick, but I'm always sick for auditions. It's kind of like a ritual for me. If I'm not sick for auditions, something is terribly wrong. So I went to auditions, and I felt really good about it. And my theater arts teacher was there, and she knows me, and she knows how good I am. So she was like, oh yeah, you know, you had a cool. I wrote it down in my paper. It's all cool. And I was like really excited. I felt really good. I'm like, alright, I'm going to do good. And then they said there might be callbacks Thursday. Might may or may not. And if there is, you may or may not be on the list. So Thursday morning, they said Thursday morning it's going to be up, and then come after school. So I go to school prepared to let my mom know if she needs to get off work early to pick me up. It's like 7:10. The bell rings at 7:30. I go check the board. There's no list up there, so I'm like, alright, no callbacks. This morning, we were supposed to find out the cast. So I go to check the board. There's no cast list up, but there is a callback list with my name on it. Which means that the 20 minutes between when I got there and when the first bell rings, it got put up, which is a little crazy because how was I supposed to know? I mean, no, most people show up at like 7, so it should have been up, but it wasn't. So I missed callbacks. But the worst part of it was that they didn't put up a cast list because the callbacks were so amazingly good that they can't decide who they actually want to play the parts, which means I basically screwed myself out of a good part. And for me, there's really no point in going there if I'm just going to stand around in the background. I did that for 3 years. I'm not going to do it again. I have AP homework to do. I do not want to sit around backstage listening to immature freshmen chat it up when I could be at home getting work done. So I am completely freaked out and horribly pissed, not only at myself, but at the school for not putting the post up at the time. I mean, it's like, you know, I don't even walk past the board at all during the school day, and it's in like a little enclosed area, so you can't just, you know, walk past it on your way to lunch or anything. So I was just like completely upset, and I won't know till Monday if I got anything, and I probably didn't, and it's just very upsetting. So that was the bad part of my day. And then something interesting happened. I was at lunch, and one of my friends has this book called What You Must Think of Me, and it's on top of his binder, and we're sitting in the senior courtyard because we're seniors now, and I sorry, I'm so sick. I'm looking at it, and the like subtitle says something like a real teenager story about dealing with social anxiety. So I was sitting there, I'm like a cross between thinking, does this guy have social anxiety? Because he really doesn't seem like he has social anxiety. And where can I get this book? But the thing is, I probably don't need that book because I don't have social anxiety. I just hate people. Not all people. I generally like a lot of people. It's the people in my school I cannot stand for various reasons. First of all, they walk too slow. Second of all, they walk in like really long lines that take up the entire hallway. So you can't pass them and you can't like come from the other side. Third of all, they're completely rude and mean. I mean, you walk like a minute in my high school and you will hear the F-bomb like 8 times. And it's like crazy. And they're rude to the teachers too. They're not just rude to other students, they're rude to teachers. And like there's this kid, Matt Cavey, I swear to God I hate him. He made a very inappropriate joke about Jewish people on the day we were going to the Holocaust Memorial Museum. I was like, what the hell is your problem? He's so insensitive jerk, and I have him again in English class this year, and I'm pissed. And I told my teacher never put me in a group with him because I will not work with him. I don't get why people are like that, especially not people in my school, and I hate them all. Okay, maybe I don't hate them. I just don't like them. They're very rude and immature and just horrible human beings, and I wish they would all just leave. Which is why I'm so excited to go to college, because, like, seriously, the people who are there want to be there. The problem with high school, there's two main problems with high school. The first problem is that the people who are there generally don't want to be there. Teenagers do not want to go to school. So if you put a person who wants to go to school in a classroom with people who don't want to go to school, you're going to get some hatred. Sorry. And so it's like horrible. I can't stand it. And the second problem with school is that it trains you to be normal. You know, they're sitting there telling you how to, you know, be a normal person, lead a normal life, and do taxes and have a office-like job and do more things. But I'm not a normal person. I don't intend on working in an office job and being a normal thing. I intend on being an author, which is not a normal job that normal people do that's normal. So I shouldn't be going to a high school that trains you to be normal. I need to be going to a high school that trains you to be extraordinary. And the problem is, the only high school around there that trains you to be extraordinary didn't accept me. It's a art school, and I applied for writing, and they didn't accept me, which is kind of ironic because I got published, and I'm considering sending them a book and being like, haha, you're lost suckers. But it's like, just horrible. And so I can't wait to get to college, because people will want to be there, and it'll train you for something that you want to do, not just to be like everybody else. But I don't want to be like everybody else. You know what? I was in child development class, and one of the things in child development, we had this list of, like, things that you're, like, supposed to teach children and help them grow emotionally and stuff. And one of them said to conform to the expectation of others. And I was sitting there, I'm like, so you want us to teach them to give in to peer pressure? Really? I didn't get it. I didn't get it at all. It made no sense. It doesn't make any sense. I'm sorry, I'm not looking at the camera. I'm looking at the little screen on the side, because I want to talk to myself, apparently. I talk to myself a lot. Okay. Well, how was my day? In a crappy nutshell. Alright. This is log off time, I guess.